Levont here, and we are in Photopsia. Now, this is a visual novel horror-ish game, and it's pretty much a demo on itch.io for a graduation project to Loutanina. So there's all that. So it's actually, well, given this brief overview, is a complete update. So there might be an update for this demo. There's 2 more days and a few dream sequences to be made. But in any case, it's a one-person project, so yeah. Well, in any case, I'm gonna get started in this. Had this girl known what event all of her suspicions would lead to, she would try to never let things get this far. But deep down, she should have known that they would be nothing short of a blessing. Morality was not something a 14-year-old teenager would care much for. It was just the fact that she'd met with various misfortune among all those years. Miserable for her, daily life miserable and mundane, disgusting cocktail of the routine and coarseness of her human fears. Matter of time before a girl's mind became clouded by thick, dense fog, apathetic kind of neolithicism that made everything feel pointless. Part of her, but significantly thickening during the past 2 years. She had a reason to be proud of herself today. Monotonous routine being broken, she would have returned to her peers anytime soon. She couldn't express it properly, able to convey it. Anyone that knew her, it was apparent that she was giddy as she could. The dim and cramped hallways greeted her. No one was home, as expected anyone to be, but it was still a slight blow to the girl's mood. The girl's father would be absent. His trips had been a week at a time. Truck driver, transporting goods through various European nations. So this is set over in Europe. Coming out with a slight cold. Wasn't something to brag about, enough to support both of them. Absence could be considered a blessing. Your hated aftermath was never anything pleasant. Drinking, watching TV with a glazed look in his eyes. Okay. Oh, wow. Damn. She looks beat up. I'm home. A worn up, assumed rag. Oh, wow, I didn't realize that. Looks. Finger in the lower leg, shallow cut that dotted them. Scabs, streaks of blood flow down, standard socks. Bled more than expected. Usual stars danced in front of her. Wasn't used to getting injuries that made her bleed. That explains why she got into a fight. Concluded with her getting knocked out into the bushes, thrown at the school's courtyard, having sharp thorns. Okay, so mistake to attack the classmate that had a beefcake of a boyfriend. Really? Well, who knows? Juhuna-like girl acted as she was pure innocent victim, and thus she and her older serial repeater bodyguard gotten off scot-free. Damn, she got fucked up. Despite being secondhand, so well, this is a visual novel, so I shouldn't expect much choices. Anyway, this time, middle grave with a girl's name, Iris, door. Okay. More formality. On the couch while watching TV. Okay, your basic stuff. A little small space is a big open space. Throughout her Iris is live. When do we get to the good stuff? Coming to the house with a small freezer. Stocked up with cheap frozen pizza, cheap ice cream, and meat. Everything was always of mediocre quality. It did job as adequate as it possibly could. Quite shocked that it wasn't that great. Sometimes the girl on her nice furniture had her... Ow, that explains where her mom is. It actually starts explaining a few behaviors. I'm guessing the father must have started drinking after the mother's death. Typically, the two of them would have left this place a year ago, but they remain. The two has rarely ever stayed somewhere for longer than a year. Unfortunately, the place they stayed at longer just had to be this one. Dress and personal, save for things on dress, star-themed bed sheets, gemstones on. Okay, so it's right there. Come on now. Nothing to treat the girl like a good scary story. Scrapbook, French word. Sighting, but after she couldn't help but feel somewhat paranoid that she remembered them. The book needed to be returned next week. Tigers collected gems, namely a tiger's eye, blue sunstone, and an atomized. Those were a primary focus at around the time she first saw gemstone. Iridescent gems like labradorite, opal, and fluorite. At this point in time, the hatred between her and her classmate are unfixable. How do you get that far screwed over with you and your classmates? I'm wondering. Even if she somehow were to begin wearing the newest of the new, it's not as if it would magically fix her social life. Someone's garden, she would take it, no one would miss them, and she found it a waste to have a pretty stone to be left unacknowledged. Whatever fell down. Pebbles. Taking Pebbles to school a lot less risky than taking her gemstones. No one would go out of their way to steal a pebble. That's ideal thinking. There's her phone. Yeah. Her previous one is very old Nokia model. 6 years old, so it's quite the upgrade. Exercise, I got dizzy. So Iris is effectively bullied, and that explains the fighting. When do we get to the good stuff? Slowly taking out a nightgown under her pillow. Bathroom. Okay, showered. Oh, jeez. Now, I don't mind the visual novel and all that, but practically, this is just going on everyday life. I'm finding myself skipping the story, at least a good portion of it. I only really needed the essential. The Iris is essentially a bullied girl who just got home from a fight. On the losing side of the fight, her father is effectively a mild alcoholic and a truck driver who's gone at weeks at a time, and her mother's dead. And beyond that, alright, cut up, cutting it into smaller pieces. Yeah, you're making a meal. A food scandal. Significant quantities of horse meat found in several meat products sold at fast food chains and restaurant. But reached out to the suppliers, had no comment. Figures why would expect them to record? Of course they would. Ooh, they actually the person actually animated the speech. That's interesting. We can appease our mouth. When reaching out to supermarket fast food chain, the business, all of them stated they would cut ties with the company, and other news missing persons are on the rise. Majority of case people last seen travel on a train. Rumor of the train serial killer on the rise. Quick to dismiss. The female reporter on screen was common denominator with these people are loners with a history of depression. Wait a second. There was after a break. Minty fresh toothpaste. Cooking competition. Okay. Yeah, I really just want to get to the... I just want to get to the good stuff. So I'm thinking she might be... You don't insinuate something like that without no reason. Iris is technically a loner, and she could be diagnosed with depression, but that's a really big stretch. Hello here. Teapot for two, and a refined cake stand. I took the tea into my hand. And as I did, the cup gained weight and filled up with hot tea. I just fell on a chair of mine. Was this some kind of meeting? It has to be. Who was I meeting? No way to tell, for this is only the first version of the demo. God damn. That is effects. Lack of reppy knowledge. Fill out my survey. Well, I would say I was kind of hoping. I guess this iteration of the demo is just sending down backstory, but at the same time, there really wasn't much for me to get too excited about. It was just, like I said, laying down backstory. But the art style was interesting, and, well, I just hope they could pull off the mystery and quote-unquote horror part of this game in, because, once again, it's still being updated, and I just hope they put in more, like, stuff into it, like, allow us, instead of to, like, read this as a rail story, I would at least like to click on a few things to make it a bit more interactable. But in any case, I think I'll call the episode there, so thank you for watching this video. If you like what you saw, throw this video a like, and if you want to see more contents like this, subscribe to my channel. Until then, I'll see you in the next video.